The Young and the Restless, a shocking revelation. Kyle Abbott's return to Genoa City was anything but serene. The news of his son, Harrison, being hospitalized after a serious accident had sent shockwaves through his entire being. As the plane descended, Kyle's mind was a whirlwind of fears and frantic thoughts. Harrison needed a blood transfusion, but finding a match had proven difficult. The hospital had called him back urgently, hoping that his blood could save his son's life. As soon as the plane touched down, Kyle rushed to the hospital, his heart pounding with anxiety. He burst into the emergency room, his eyes scanning for any sign of Harrison. The sight of his son lying pale and still on the hospital bed nearly broke him. He turned to the doctor, desperation in his voice. "How is he? Can I give him my blood now?" The doctor, a middle-aged man with a kind yet concerned expression, shook his head. "Mr. Abbott, we ran a blood test to confirm compatibility. Unfortunately, we discovered that your blood type does not match Harrison's." Kyle felt like the ground had been pulled out from under him. "What do you mean? How is that possible?" The doctor's face grew somber. "I'm afraid this means you are not a biological match. Harrison is not your biological son." Kyle's world shattered in an instant. The fear he had harbored for so long had finally come to pass. He had always trusted Tara, believed her when she said that Harrison was his. But now, the truth was undeniable. Tara had deceived him, and now their son's life hung in the balance. "But we can't think about that now," Kyle said, his voice filled with urgency. "We need to find someone with the right blood type. Harrison's life is at stake. His blood type is extremely rare. We have to find a donor." The doctor nodded. "We're doing everything we can to locate a match. The hospital is searching the donor database, and we've contacted other hospitals and blood banks. Time is critical, but we're not giving up." Kyle's mind raced. Where was Tara? Did she know what was happening to their son? Could she have the right blood type? He pulled out his phone and tried calling her, but there was no answer. He sent a flurry of texts, each one more frantic than the last, but the silence on the other end was deafening. Meanwhile, the hospital staff worked tirelessly, scouring their resources for a potential match. The tension in the waiting room was palpable as Kyle paced back and forth, his heart aching with fear and frustration. Friends and family began to gather, offering their support and hoping for a miracle. Hours turned into an agonizing wait. Kyle's thoughts drifted back to the moment he first held Harrison in his arms, the overwhelming love he felt for the little boy who had changed his life. Despite the revelation that they were not biologically connected, Kyle's feelings for Harrison remained unchanged. He was still his son, and he would do anything to save him. Just as hope seemed to be fading, a breakthrough came. A nurse rushed into the waiting room, her face alight with urgency. "We found a match. There's a donor with the same rare blood type at a nearby hospital. They're preparing to transport the blood now." Kyle's heart leaped with relief. "Thank God. Please, hurry." The hours that followed were a blur of medical activity. The donor's blood arrived, and the transfusion process began. Kyle stood by Harrison's side, holding his tiny hand, praying for his recovery. The boy's condition was critical, and the next few hours would be crucial. As the transfusion proceeded, Kyle couldn't help but think about the future. The truth about Harrison's parentage would change everything, but his love for the boy remained unwavering. He was determined to be the father Harrison needed, regardless of the DNA test results. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the doctor emerged from the operating room. The transfusion was successful. Harrison's condition is stabilizing. He still has a long road to recovery, but he's out of immediate danger. Tears of relief streamed down Kyle's face. He hugged the doctor, his gratitude overwhelming. Thank you so much." As the days passed and Harrison's strength slowly returned, the truth about his parentage began to spread through Genoa City. Tara's deception was laid bare, and the fallout was immense. Friends and family rallied around Kyle and Harrison, offering their support and helping them navigate this new reality. Tara, however, remained elusive. She had disappeared, leaving behind a trail of questions and heartbreak. Kyle tried to reach her, desperate for answers, but she seemed to have vanished without a trace. The uncertainty of her whereabouts only added to the turmoil. Despite the chaos, Kyle focused on what mattered most, being there for Harrison. He spent every moment he could by his son's side, reading to him, playing games, and reassuring him that he was loved.